Indian peafowl. The Indian peafowl is the most widely recognized and celebrated of all peafowl species and is one of the most visually spectacular birds found anywhere on the planet. It is the national bird of India, where it has been revered and protected as a symbol of grace, beauty, and divine connection for thousands of years across Hindu, Buddhist, and Mughal cultural traditions. The male Indian peafowl carries what is arguably the most elaborate and dramatic display plumage of any bird species alive, a magnificent train of elongated upper tail covert feathers that can reach over 2 meters in length and is adorned with hundreds of iridescent eye-like markings called ocelli that shimmer between deep blue, rich green, and warm golden bronze depending on the angle of light. During the breeding season, the male raises and fans this enormous train into a spectacular semicircular display that can span nearly 3 meters across, creating a breathtaking visual performance designed to attract the attention of females. The female Indian peafowl, by contrast, is a modest brown and gray bird with a much shorter tail and none of the elaborate plumage of the male. Both male and female carry a distinctive fan-shaped crest of upright feathers on the top of the head. The Indian peafowl has been introduced to parks, estates, and wildlife sanctuaries across the world and has established feral populations on every inhabited continent. Green peafowl. The green peafowl is the largest and arguably the most impressive of all 3 peafowl species in terms of sheer physical size and the intensity of its green metallic plumage. Found across Southeast Asia, including Myanmar, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, and the island of Java in Indonesia, the green peafowl inhabits dense tropical forests, open woodland areas, and the edges of rivers and wetlands where it forages for insects, fruits, and small reptiles. Unlike the Indian peafowl, where the female is plainly colored, both male and female green peafowl carry vivid metallic green and bronze plumage across most of the body, making them one of the most unusual peafowl species in terms of sexual appearance. The male carries an equally spectacular elongated train adorned with iridescent ocelli, but the surrounding body plumage of deep metallic emerald green and gold gives the overall display a more uniformly vivid and intense appearance compared to the Indian species. The green peafowl is classified as endangered across most of its range due to severe habitat loss, hunting, and the collection of eggs and chicks for the illegal wildlife trade. Congo peafowl. The Congo peafowl is the most obscure and scientifically fascinating of all 3 living peafowl species, and was unknown to Western science until as recently as 1936, when the American ornithologist James Chapin identified it from museum specimens collected in the Congo Basin of Central Africa. Its discovery was remarkable because it represented the first member of the pheasant family ever found on the African continent, a finding that significantly changed scientific understanding of how this group of birds had spread across the globe during prehistoric times. The Congo peafowl is considerably smaller than its Asian relatives, and the male lacks the dramatic, elongated train of the Indian and green peafowl, instead displaying deep blue and green iridescent body plumage with a bare red throat patch and a distinctive upright white and black head crest. The female has a rich brown and green plumage that provides excellent camouflage in the dense rainforest understory it inhabits. The Congo peafowl is classified as vulnerable, with its population declining due to ongoing deforestation and hunting pressure across the Congo Basin. White peafowl. The white peafowl is not a separate species, but rather a color mutation of the Indian peafowl caused by a genetic condition called leucism, which prevents the normal deposition of color pigments in the feathers while leaving the eyes their natural blue color, distinguishing it from true albinism, where the eyes would be pink or red. The result is one of the most ethereally beautiful and otherworldly birds in existence, with every feather of the male, including the spectacular elongated train, covered in pure, brilliant white plumage that seems to glow with an almost supernatural luminosity in natural light. The thousands of ocelli markings on the train remain visible as subtle textural patterns within the white feathers, rather than the vivid colored eye markings of the normal Indian peafowl. White peafowl have been kept in royal courts, palace gardens, and estate grounds across Europe and Asia for centuries as symbols of purity, rarity, and aristocratic prestige, and they remain among the most sought-after ornamental birds kept in captivity today. Black-shouldered peafowl. The black-shouldered peafowl is another color variant of the Indian peafowl, rather than a distinct species, distinguished by a striking genetic mutation that replaces the normal barred and spotted wing feathers of the standard Indian peafowl male, with solid jet black feathers across the wing shoulders and secondary feathers, creating a dramatically bold and high-contrast appearance. The rest of the plumage, including the iridescent blue neck and breast, and the spectacular elongated train with its vivid ocelli markings, remains identical to the standard Indian peafowl, but the solid black wing panels create an additional visual impact that many observers find even more striking than the standard coloring. The black-shouldered mutation was first documented in captivity in the early 19th century and has since become one of the most popular and widely kept peafowl color varieties among breeders and collectors across Europe, North America, and Australia.